Talking in your dreams,
No, my
man.
fight. Yeah, we asked for that fight plenty of times, yo. Plenty of
When?
times.
When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man, you
Man,
already
you
know though.
fronting.
You know what's
You
up.
fronting now. Don't
No
front
front.
for
No
Gilly now.
no fronting. No
All right.
fight. Keep it a being though. We know
All
you
right.
know we asked for that fight plenty of times.
When?
That's
That's what I'm saying. When? You keep saying keep it a buck. I'm saying when.
plenty of
Now you saying one
that,
thing and your dad saying another. So when?
what you mean?
You saying one thing and your dad saying another thing. So what is what?
We asked for that fight. I've been asking for that fight since I was 2018. What are you talking about? Since I was a baby.
You been asking to fight me since 2018.
All the top guys, man.
Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. You believe that? You a fool. You believe that? You a fool. He's drunk. He's sleepy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So by now, I know everybody has heard and saw the saga and situation that just took place yesterday on $1 million worth of game with Gilly and Wallow. I don't know if it was pre-recorded. Actually, it was pre-recorded, where undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the number one best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford is 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, he went back and forth with undefeated welterweight superstar title contender Jaron Boots Ennis. Okay, Jaron Boots Ennis is a superstar within the sport of boxing. He's a title contender. He's the phenom, as I like to refer to Jaron Boots Ennis as the phenom. With that said, they went back and forth, and many people, they reached out to me and they said, "Did you hear what happened with Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis?" Right? Because once upon a time, I was attempting to try to orchestrate a fight with Jaron Boots Ennis and Terence Bud Crawford with BOK Prime, okay? And obviously it didn't come to fruition, but Terence Crawford, he has a mega, massive, undisputed welterweight showdown on his hands July 29th, the fight the whole world has been anticipating and clamoring to see, between himself and undefeated unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 2, if not the number 1, definitely top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world, in Earl the Truth Spence Jr., who has a record of 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, that fight is scheduled to take place July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, after Terence Crawford's fight with David Avanesian December 10th in his hometown, Omaha, Nebraska, stay busy fight on BOK Prime, it was looking like we could possibly get Errol Spence facing off against former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, who is 30 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. It looked like that was going to be the next fight for Errol Spence, and Terence Crawford was looking for a fight to stay active before he go into the fight with Errol Spence. He didn't want to stay on the shelf. And so the question arose, would Terence Crawford be willing to fight Jaron Boots Ennis if BOK Prime can make that happen? And Terence Crawford stated he was more than willing to make the fight happen. He's not ducking, dodging, or avoiding any fighter, okay? And so I attempted to orchestrate that. I reached out to Jaron Boots Ennis and his team. And here's where I think that the waters is getting muddy, because Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 30 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. I reached out to his father, trainer, manager, Bozy Ennis, who Bozy Ennis, attempted to orchestrate to make the fight happen. Now, Jaron Boots Ennis is with Showtime president of sports, Steven Espinosa. So everything had to go through Steven Espinosa. So there was a hour-long conversation that was had in attempting to negotiate a deal to make a fight with Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, Steven Espinosa, he then stated that after that conversation with BLK Prime, Steven Espinosa stated that he then reached out to Terence Bud Crawford and nothing else was able to come of it. Nothing else prospered from it, right? So eventually, essentially, Steven Espinosa was saying that, there was no movement on the side of Terence Crawford, like as if Terence Crawford didn't want to fight. So now I'm wondering if Steven Espinosa didn't put his best foot forward to attempt to make the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford, because his vested interest is to make Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. And so maybe he told Jaron Boots Ennis that that fight was not available for him, and that Terence Crawford turned down the fight. Okay. But I know for sure that Jaron Ennis was open to making the fight. And I know that Terence Crawford was willing to make the fight. He's willing to fight anybody. Obviously, his number one goal is to secure a fight with Errol Spence. That's a massive, undisputed welterweight showdown. That was Terence Crawford's number one goal. That was Errol Spence's number one goal, as Errol Spence turned down the fight with Keith one-time Thurman. So I believe the truth of the matter is that maybe Steven Espinosa just didn't relay the message to Jaron Boots Ennis and his team, or didn't put his best foot forward to attempt to make a Jaron Ennis Terence Crawford fight, and give Terence Crawford, his best negotiations to make the fight. And therefore, maybe he didn't even reach out to Terence Crawford. Like Steven Espinosa, he stated that he reached out to Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford, essentially, was vanilla on the situation. He was cold on it. He wasn't very open to making the fight happen. Steven Espinosa, he said that, Terence Crawford, nothing came of it. So who knows? Did he even reach out to Terence Crawford to attempt to make the fight happen? Right? Did he, just vaguely reach out to Terence Crawford and just running by him, but didn't really truly attempt to make a deal with Terence Crawford to fight Jaron Ennis, and then relayed the message to Jaron Ennis as if Terence Crawford wasn't interested in making the fight. So maybe the lines have gotten crossed with Jaron Ennis thinking that they attempted to make the fight, and they truly didn't attempt to make the fight, right? Because Terence Crawford never said that he spoke to Steven Espinosa about a deal or a fight to be made with himself and Jaron Boots Ennis. So with that said, I think the lines may have gotten crossed. I think that Terence Crawford wasn't made aware that from Steven Espinosa. I think that Jaron Boots Ennis may not have been made aware correctly from Steven Espinosa, right? But I don't know for sure about Jaron Ennis saying that he wanted to make the fight happen, since Jaron Ennis said that he wanted to make the fight since 2018, right? He said he's been looking to fight Terence Crawford since 2018, and Terence Crawford then said, he don't know about that. He didn't hear nothing about him wanting to fight. That's what Terence Crawford was like, start the cap, that's not true, so on and so forth. He was like, cut it. Like 2018, you ain't been trying to fight me since 2018, so that's where he was like, cut it. Because, back in 2018, Terence Crawford just made his debut at the welterweight division, where he beat, Jeff Horn for Jeff Horn's WBO title. That was June of 2018. And then he defended the title October of 2018 against Jose Benavidez Jr. So back in 2018, Terence Crawford was just making his debut in the welterweight division. So that's where Terence Crawford frustration and ready to just go ahead and hang up things started in this conversation, when Boots Ennis said in 2018 that he was trying to make the fight happen with Terence Crawford. That's what Terence Crawford is like. It's from 2018, he was trying to make a fight with me. And that's when he was like, man, cut the crap. You drunk, so on and so forth. Because again, in 2018, Jaron Boots Ennis was just really making a name for himself, and Terence Crawford was just becoming the world champion in 2018 at the welterweight division. So that's where the lines have gotten crossed. I think Jaron Boots Ennis was essentially saying that, he was looking to fight the best of the best forever and a day, and just wasn't getting the opportunity. That's where Jaron Boots Ennis was coming from when he made the statement. But I think the lines have gotten crossed. because the promotions and managers, so on and so forth. But this is a big fight. Should it happen in the future? I don't know how long Terence Crawford, I think after this fight with Errol Spence, he's going to 154. So we may not see Terence Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis unless it's at 154. But that's my explanation for it. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all, man. What y'all think about this conversation? I'm going. Peace.
This is Amanda, the real deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.